Well, hello, my darlings. Have I got news for you today? It's been a little while, but I'm going to hospital tomorrow. These floppy bees are going to become round C's. So, so I may be a while getting more of these YouTubes out, um, but that's what's going to happen tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. So, and I want to thank Gina personally for helping me out here, taking care of me and all that stuff. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to read out of Identity. And this is when Lisa in Identity has her sex change operation. And she's having it done in Phoenix, which is actually a good place to get it done. There's some experts there. And so I'm just going to read you this little section out of the book. And it's about sex change surgery. As I exited baggage claim, Dana was leaning up against the rental car, arms crossed. Hi, beautiful. Need a ride? I crossed the service traffic lane and into Dana's arms and cried. It's all right, beautiful. I'm here, Dana said, petting my hair, repeating it over and over until I backed off and dried my tears with the back of my hand, both of my hands. In the car on the way to the hotel, I sat quietly, gazing out the passenger window, seeing nothing. How did I lose my strength? I thought. All these years, all those operations, and now I break down. And at the end, I used to be strong. I did it all myself. I was strong then. I used to be strong. Dana reached over and took my hand, holding it. I was limp. Maybe it was the drugs the doctors gave me, with instructions to take them before the airplane left O'Hare. More pills to take when I landed, and still more pills to take before I went to bed. By the time I reached Phoenix, my body felt limp. My spirits felt limp. Dana guided a limped and slightly drugged woman into the hotel and up to our room. As we entered the room, everything came crashing down around my head. Dana was so good, and I was so dirty. I pulled away from Dana. I got to shower. The shower was hot and long. Naked, I examined myself in the mirror. What does Dana see in me? I am not so beautiful. I am so afraid. I used to be strong. I put on my t-shirt and panties. Hair wet and no makeup. Just plain bare me. I exited the bathroom looking for Dana. Dana had arranged for a room facing east into the sunrise. It had a balcony. Somehow Dana had gotten a small love seat placed on the balcony. Dana was sitting on the balcony in the warm Phoenix night air, just quietly gazing off into the darkened night. I sat beside her. My arms came around me. Her arms came around me, pulling me into love and warmth. I don't know why you love me. I'm such a mess. I began to sob. I guess I just love messy women, Dana said, as I settled deeper into the warmth. And as the last series of pills kicked in, I began to fall asleep. Then I understood. I didn't have to be the one to be strong this time. The next morning before sunrise, wearing only a paper gown, the nurses began to push needles into my veins and stuck electrical sensors in familiar and strange places. The new set of drugs were doing the job as Dana, who calmly held my hand. Nothing was as it should be. I wasn't strong. I wasn't weak. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't awake. I wasn't asleep. Dana's words landed softly on my ears, but held no meaning. Eventually, Dana was directed out of the room, and before leaving, lightly kissed my lips. See you soon, beautiful. Something in me felt Dana go. I could not raise my voice. Stay, I wanted to say. I could not even raise my hand. I was rolled into the operating room, and another bottle was hooked up to the one of the needles in my arms, and the valve was turned, allowing fluids into my veins. Hi, sweetie. You're going to sleep now, was the last thing I remember. A new life later, I had tubes in my nose, mouth, and arms, and wires attached to various parts of my body. Then someone pried my left eyelids open with their thumb. Thank God. Finally, were the first words I heard, followed by, "Get Dr. Meyer." Something had not gone quite right. Instead of the 4 or 5 hours I expected to be out, I was well into the 15th day, well into the 5th day before they let me come to. I was not feeling good. I wanted to throw up. In fact, I did after they pulled the tubes out of my throat. It was just clear liquids, left over from water from the tubes. As the nurse cleaned me up, the next words I remember were, "That's normal, honey. You'll be fine now." Dr. Meyer entered the room and did an evaluation of my conditions. "You're going to be okay, honey." Then she squeezed my hand and said, "Dana's outside. I just wanted to check a few things before I let Dana in. Okay?" A few minutes later, Dana was allowed into the room. "Hi, beautiful. You're back," and planted a kiss on my dry, chapped lips. Dana knew better than to kiss me on the forehead. "Honey, you're still here," I said through half-open and drugged eyes. "Yes, and I've got your key," Dana said, holding up the hotel key card. "Oh, God, I love you so much," was all I could think to say. Dana remembered me holding up the card that night in Hawaii. It was a symbol of my acceptance. 1 week became 2. The second week I was allowed to stay in a hotel room with my own hospital-issued wheelchair. I sat on the balcony every morning waiting for Mother Sun to come to me, lending me her powers to heal. The power of her touched my life, and back into my body I slowly began to bloom. By the second day of the second week, Dana was becoming antsy. I still wasn't allowed wine. I didn't want to be near it. Too tempting. I didn't take much to get Dana to go to see the Phoenix artists. "No, I'm not leaving this room. Go do something useful," I commanded. Later it was, "No, you go have dinner with them. I'm not leaving this room. Besides, I didn't bring any shoes that go with this wheelchair." I tried to joke, a lame joke. I mostly sat on the balcony. I mostly slept. I mostly waited for Dana. My kids and Dana talked every day. I was in a hospital. In the hotel, Dana answered the phone, and if it wasn't work, handed the cell phone over to me if I was awake. My daily exams at the hospital were showing results. I was getting strength. I credited Dana and the sun. Both were in my life every morning and every evening. Both gave me strength. Finally, I was ordered to give back the wheelchair and go home. Dr. Myers gave us our instructions. "Here's what you have to do. Lots of rest and no sex for 2 more weeks. You'll have to take these pills every day for the rest of your life." Dr. Meyer wrote a prescription down on her little electronic notepad. "Great," Dennis said. "See you in 2 weeks, babe," and stood up, then laughed and gave me a hand up. We walked back to the hotel hand in hand. I caught my reflection on the hotel glass entry door. "Oh, God, I'm horrible. You've been living with an animal for over a week, a whiny, miserable animal. I've got to make this up to you. Please, can I make this up to you?" I turned to Dana and begged Dana. So that's about an operation. By the way, this is my new fireplace. I just redid this myself. It's white granite and black granite. So I wanted to then, on my website is available The Red Bitch's Revenge. It is out of print now. The only place you can get it is from my website, and it is 25% off. All the books on my website are free shipping. Identity, $9.95, and free shipping on that one as well. New one, Red's Revenge, advertised everywhere. It's been out for about a month now. So look for Red's Revenge. It's a good one. I wanted to thank Jo Brody. She is such a wonderful person, such a caring, wonderful person, and a hell of an author. I mean, she comes from another planet. She has 4 arms and 4 hands, and she types on 2 separate laptops at the same time. She is just wonderful. And janeinstoryland.com, www.janeinstoryland.com. You can dial in there to read my poetry, stories, things like that. I have them all on that website. So please take a look, see what's going on. I'm going to be out of it for a while since I'm going to be having the surgery. And I hope it goes better than it went with Lisa in Identity. So y'all have a wonderful day. Take care of each other. Love each other. Whatever. Miss you all, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye.